Hello, welcome back to another episode of Roundtable Live Game. As always, I am your Dungeon Master for the night, Spencer Wilson. I'm joined here by this group of players to delve into the next act of the story. Before we actually jump into everything tonight, of course, we have announcements as always. Firstly, Ryan, do you have anything to say about Ark before we jump into things?
Yeah, so we have once announced the start date of April 3rd, Saturday, April 3rd. Not only do we have our first inaugural episode of the Arcane Recovery podcast, we have our first guest joining us as well. Lance Holiday, also known as Dice_Night on TikTok. They do custom dice and funny little D&D videos. Also a player on Dice Cream Sandwich. They will be joining us as a special guest, as well as a couple of our other main cast members for Arcane Recovery. Afterwards, we will be doing a one-shot DM'd by Lance themselves, with everybody involved. So we're going to have a back-to-back stream, noon Central Standard Time, all the way to 2 for the podcast, and about a half-hour break before we start the D&D one-shot. It is a murder mystery one-shot, so be prepared for personal intrigue, espionage, corruption, and a lot of hopefully terrible rolling for insight.
Okay, very nice. Make sure you tune into that. And Arcane Recovery is going to be amazing, trust me.
Yep.
Okay.
Guaranteed. Or your money back, even though you don't have to pay anything to watch us.
Yeah, trust my word as well, the one who's usually late.
Speaking of which, if you stick around till May 1st, which I hope that you do, May 1st is our inaugural episode for Arcane Recovery Campaign Episode 0. We are now activating a bits system, much like how Spencer here has a little bit system below. To influence the game as a viewer, you can change the way the stars align with one another and weave the threads of fate to change the course of the campaign for the players. So please watch ads on our Twitch channel to hoard them bits and then influence the game as you see fit. That's all we have for right now.
So essentially what they're saying there is make sure my character of the bard somehow is the most incredibly lucky person in the world and has all the bits. Anyway, apart from that,
I will make sure to work against you if you do that.
Damn. Okay, that is that plan covered. Okay, apart from that, I believe that is all our announcements for the night. Of course, as always, we have our amazing sponsor, Describe, returning to the show. In fact, I used a lot of their assets on this episode of the Roundtable, and I went onto their website today. Now they have over 1,750 scenes. Again, everything from places, monsters, items, and I have a cartography page coming soon, which will feature usable maps with descriptions already made of the various areas in the dungeon rooms, which is going to be hugely cool. So if you want to check out some pre-made assets that are going to make your prepping so much easier, make sure you go over to describe.com/roundtable and use coupon code roundtable at checkout to get 10% off. It's an amazing service. I would recommend it. And as always, huge thank you to Soundscape for allowing us to use the sound tonight so I can traumatize all the players sufficiently. Apart from that, I believe we are ready to begin, aren't we? Okay.
I do believe that we are ready to go. I just want to say I see a new cute face joining us among the cameras.
We do have a certain someone on the cameras, which you'll see when I jump into the player views.
I haven't set up my camera yet after I put together my desk.
Don't worry about it.
I'm lazy.
You now have a new desk as well. Very nice indeed.
Sir.
The cropping's gone a bit weird on your faces, so I'll try and fix that as we play. So if you see things shifting about and moving, that is going to be why. But apart from that, let's jump into tonight's episode of Roundtable, Session 16, Convergence. Intro video, let's go.
Yes.
That cropping is terrible. Anyway. So,
I miss Carcass. I miss Carcass
we all
already.
miss Garcus. Fortunately, he had a very happy life. Nothing bad at all happened to him.
Nope, nothing at all.
Where we left off, you had returned to Call 4, and your new acquaintance Garcus led you into the great underground lair of the Lemon Underground. Here, after a brief meeting with Daytoni D'Amico, you retrieved Ulfril, Adfir, and Zilverona, who quickly ran back to the tavern known as the Grey Grumsh. You then went for a meeting with the older gentleman and leader of the Lemon Underground, Hector Zanfiros, who offered Garcus a leadership position, and fully considered your debt paid. This means you are now free, and as far as you are aware, Garcus has gone on to take Daytoni's role. Well treated, and now you stand just outside of Hector's door, faint wisps of classical music dancing out from inside. A smell of gravy, meat, and stuffing reaches your nose as you hear cries of "Evening meals are now being served" in the tavern bar far below you, in the storm drain you find yourselves in. There's a heavy clanking as both Goliath guards move back to their guard positions on the wooden door behind you, and with a stern nod, they bid you farewell. So, this is where we begin. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
As much as I'd probably like to leave Call for faster than anyone else here, it seems that we have some business that we still need to attend to with our newfound wealth. I think we need to liquidate it before anything bad happens.
Well, I mean, as much as we can, I suppose.
Everyone still be extra vigilant. Just because the threat has now subsided, we are now a target.
I mean, y'all might be targets. I mean, I'm here.
Well, not necessarily a target for harm, but like a target of interest, person of interest. A lot of eyes are going to be on us from a lot of different angles.
If you're with us, you're a target, Kishal.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the whole point. Yeah. Different
Let's try to-
perspectives, I guess.
Try to see the positive side of it, I suppose.
I mean, the more we're known, sure, the more infamous we might become, but look at it this way, at least then, if people know about us, some people might not even be inclined to fight us anymore. Or, on the positive side, they might be more interested in offering us job opportunities.
Yeah, it definitely is a double-edged sword at the worst of times.
I'm not really looking for job opportunities right now. I got a full fucking plate.
Yeah, well.
We have
How
a couple
about
of
you, Lee
contacts.
Cass?
What about me?
You've been real quiet as of late. I mean, you helped us fight the dragon and all that, but, you know. Did you get scared or something?
Remember Drake?
You weren't here for it.
Yeah.
I know, I'm fucking with you. On purpose.
Oh, sure, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
No, you
Before we go on a fucking shopping spree, like a couple of, young people or something, I think we ought to pay a visit to Zorona's house. We got to talk to Nolzin before
Absolutely.
anything else.
Absolutely.
Make sure that they're squared away.
You should have muted your mic, just covering your webcam ain't
I didn't notice. I forgot.
It's like, hold on, I need to blow my nose really quick.
I mean, if you, I'm just saying, if you boys want to go out and, you know, figure your stuff out, I'm sure me and Joy here can liquidate our assets and come back with a pretty penny.
Alright. I don't have anything that I need to sell. I'm wearing what I value anyway.
All right. Lugos? Anything you'd like me to keep an eye out for?
A nice bow, maybe, hey?
All right. So one-track mind, straight arrow. I appreciate that.
Kishore, a shield. Yeah. that's not covered in acid corroded.
Yeah, it looks
If
like we're
that's in
gonna
the
have.
bottom of a cave somewhere.
I'll try to see if we can find something that's a little bit more enchanted for you, if we can, afford it.
That would be appreciated.
All right. Leah Cass?
I need a magic weapon, preferably.
I mean, we know there's a magic shop here, but as far as finding other things, I'll see
Don't
what
go to
we
that
can do.
fucking dwarf.
What do you
Not
mean,
for dick.
Leocas? What do you mean a magic weapon? You got yourself a self-sharpening long sword and a fine scabbard.
Yeah, but that's not good enough. I need something with a little more oomph.
Now you realize it's not good.
Well, you can take what,
What are you
got
trying to
and
say?
get. Now you can take what you got and enchant it, right? That's a possibility.
That's true. Maybe I'll go
Gives
find
you-
something explosive.
I worry about you sometimes. How about you, Miss Joy? What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm fine with tagging along for shopping.
Ah, well, that's just wonderful. All right. Well, you guys go see how kids are doing. Me and Joy will go take care of the rest of this. Come on.
It kind of creeps me out how obsessed he is with Joy.
Oh, you're telling me.
Is it just me, or is he getting oddly obsessed?
I'm not quite to that stature yet. I'm just thinking he's just interested.
Okay. So, are you heading out of a Lemon and John lair, I assume?
I thought we were already out, but yeah.
You are outside of Hector's main door, so you're still at the top of the storm drain, kind of in the entire.
I thought we were
giant
walking
area.
and talking.
Yeah, I thought we were walking
Yeah.
and talking as well.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, you've been weaving your way down the entire way
Yeah.
through the bar section. Now you are at the tunnels, and as you finish this conversation, you are on the top of the familiar stone staircase. That on the other side of it, you can hear the raucous atmosphere of the flaming thief.
The flaming thief.
There doesn't seem
What
to
a
be a
name.
handle on this side as you glance. It's a well-kept door, but it seems to be only openable from the outside. Perhaps some
I
kind of
knock.
security measure.
I knock 3 times.
A familiar head peers round. A large and burly orc in chainmail. This is Khan. Oh,
Ah.
you got everything you need.
Well, I believe we rightly have, Karn. How have things been up here?
Oh, fun.
Any new messes for me to clean up for you?
A few.
Oh, well, I'll hit him up on the way out.
Well, come on up. And he opens the door. Oh, I'm surprised Tony let you off that easy. He must be feeling generous.
I'd say he's feeling a litany of emotions, but don't you worry about that, Karn. You're in good hands.
Oh, thank you. He kind of tilts. Well, I'll see you around. And he goes back to standing next to the door.
Con, you like, as I'm walking up and past him, Con, you like jokes, right?
No.
Oh, that's a damn shame. Because Hector told Dominico?
Deltoni.
Daytona, yeah.
Daytona. Because Hector told Daytona a wonderful joke. Positively knocked him dead.
Oh.
Exit. Exit.
Yeah, as you leave, he's got a half puzzled expression on his face, as he's definitely trying to figure out what you meant by that. He's definitely not smart enough to read into the deeper meanings, and you kind of begin to walk out of a tavern. As you are walking out of a tavern, in fact, there's a severe shock through a tavern door. And of course, this is not unusual in a flaming thief. Last time you were here, you saw someone go barreling out of a window. But you see as the main doors fire open, and a young human male dressed in burlap clothing with tangled black hair, a broken nose, what appears to be a fresh black eye, rushes straight into the room. You feel the presence of Khan behind you immediately shift. His gaze locks onto this boy, and you hear him shout over the room, Aelfric, what happened? And you see this, the boy just rushes past him, glances towards him, and just poof, barges through a door into the lower level underground. Khan's head slowly kind of meets in his gaze and meets all of yours, and he just goes, oh, that's unusual. Goes back to stand where he is.
You know what? The less I know, the better. I'm just gonna walk out.
Yep.
Okay, so
I don't think we have time for this.
I don't want to get caught up in anymore.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I
We
don't want.
don't got time for this.
I don't want to spend any time among these people anymore.
So, walking out of a flaming thief, attempting to kind of bustle and muscle your way through, you make it out onto the street, and as you head out, of course, looking up, it appears to be early evening, maybe about 4 or 5 o'clock. Shops will be open for a short while. There's a certain chill in the air, though, and the nights are becoming ever colder. You feel a warmth on the air as you can smell fresh pastries cooking in a small bakery down the street, and you look, people are beginning to slowly mill home. What would you all
By
wish to
my
do?
reckoning, we've only got a little bit of time before night falls and the shops close, so we might have to spread this out over tonight and tomorrow to get it all squared away, but we'll still be able to get it done. We'll probably meet you three back at the others as soon as we can. Does that sound about right?
Sounds good, I suppose.
I mean, unless you'd like to tag along.
Oh, it sounds fine. I'll see you there.
All right.
Okay, so I'll put this to the party's decision on who would you like to hear what happens first. Would you prefer me to deal with Shaw first and Joy, or would you prefer to go back and do your questioning? I'll leave this up to you.
You can do Kashaw and Joy
Sure.
first.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Kashaw and Joy, as you head into the evening streets of Goldfort, where are you looking to go? Or what kind of shops are you searching for?
Well, we have a jeweler's probably, because we have a
Okay,
lot
jewelers.
of gemstones.
Okay. So is that the first thing you're searching for?
Definitely.
Okay. Whoever is leading, roll me a perception check. You can help if both of you are proficient in it.
What's your perception? I don't know if I need the help, or I have a +4 in my perception. What about you?
0.
Okay, you help me.
Okay. Roll perception for me.
Okay, 14.
14.
14.
14.
Oh.
Okay. So you head off. Oh, almost just took my headphones off my head. So you head off into the evening of Goldfort, and as you're walking across the various cold stone pavilions, you see birds come down and pick what scraps are left from performers of the day where they've been eating food. As you're heading across these cold pavilions, you're always glancing at the shops to see what's open, where you might find a jeweler. And I'd say after about 22 minutes of walking, searching about, you come across in a small shambled street with a rough cobbled road a small sign that hangs down. It says Lown Family Jewelers. There's a faint flicker of candlelight emanating from the stained glass windows, giving small bolts of orange to the ground outside. This looks like it's open, and it looks like it will do.
I walk up, I knock, but I open the door for Joy and motion her in.
Oh yeah.
I head through the door.
So this shop is very quaint as you open it. You see a myriad of bright baubles and pretty things abound, dangling from hooks laid across tables and collected in boxes. Rings, necklaces, hairpins, bracelets, armbands, and more seem to be on offer. Although none of it looks outlandishly expensive, you do spy a few items with gems, settings of precious metal, or both. Glancing to the far end of this room in this collection of various interesting goods, you see a small wooden desk. On it there's a man asleep. On the desk you see a small trail of saliva connecting him. the wood below him as a small fireplace burns in a corner. He seems unfazed as you enter, and there's a ding 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 from a bell.
I almost feel bad for the guy. Should we wake him up?
Do we really want to unload all the jewels here?
I mean, we can hold on to a few of them if we would like to go to a bigger place, but I don't imagine that a few gem bags won't fetch a pretty penny for us now. I mean, this is Cold Fort. It's pretty big.
Okay, yeah, I'll try and wake him up nicely.
Better you than me. I'm a bit loud.
I will go up to the man and just, excuse me, does he stir at all?
There's kind of a twitch to the top lip, and his eyes blink slightly, but he seems to be a heavy sleeper.
So I'll gently nudge his shoulder.
And he glances up, and you see he's definitely an elderly male. He has small, wary eye spectacles that have kind of gone lopsided as he's been asleep, and he... sorry, can I help you?
Good evening, sir. We have, me and the lady here have come into a fair bit of wealth that we would like to redistribute amongst yourselves for a fair price, of course.
Oh. So you're here to sell, not buy?
Well, it
We do
depends.
both.
If you have anything particularly interesting, we might be able to arrange a trade.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we can see. Either way. But did you say it was evening?
Yes, sir.
Oh no. Right.
What seems to be the matter?
You just wait here. I think I've got some chicken in my back. It may be a bit blackened. Sissy stands up from his chair and heads into a back room.
While I'm here,
Extra crispy.
I'm gonna take a look around. Damn, I don't know. Detect magic. Oh well. I'm gonna take a look around. Is there anything in here that looks enchanted?
Yeah, I want to look for the same.
Can I ask how you would kind of try and discern something that looks enchanted?
Just trying to tell if there's any, like, you know, usually enchanted jewelry has like markings or runes or things that might.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say you can roll an investigation check me then. I guess it seems like an appropriate way to try and search for something.
No,
Hey.
probably not.
It appears to just be various pieces of tarnished silver jewelry, some watches, earrings, bracelets. It's what you'd expect from a small, you assume relatively poor, shambly back alley shop.
Oh.
Nothing too amazing.
Might not want to unload here.
As you're glancing about the shop, there's as the back door opens once again, you see, and he goes, that chicken is in the bin. Safe to say. What can I interest you in? Well, what can you interest me in buying?
Well, like I said, we have procured some interesting dalliances, and I take one of the jewel bags and put it on the counter, and one of the chalices.
As you place both his down, you see his eyes are immediately drawn to the chalices you place down.
Only one,
Ooh.
but yeah.
May I ask where you acquired such a good?
Well, I look over at Joy, and she wants to respond.
We were adventuring and just happened upon it.
Oh, well, in that case, and you see as he turns on as a drawer, as he brings out a large, jumbled collection of metal inspection tools. He begins to work his way around around the chalice, magnifying it closely, inspecting all the gems, and about 5 or 6 minutes pass, and he places it down. I'm afraid you'll have to take this back.
Why do you say that?
It's, I simply do not have enough to buy this from you, and I feel it would be terribly unfair.
Well, Mister, I appreciate that level of honesty, and nobody appreciates a shyster, but if you had to surmise how much this would be worth so that we can get a fair price,
Well,
I'd be more than happy to see some gold in your pocket tonight for that endeavor.
when sold to the correct collector, I reckon anywhere from 300 to 600 gold pieces apiece.
And about how much for the bag of gems, just as a whole?
Oh, 60 gold pieces.
60 gold pieces. All right. Well, sir, that is, even if you're not able to afford it at the moment, that is more than enough for me to appreciate the fine work of a craftsman like yourself. And I put 43 gold pieces on his counter.
Oh. Oh, this will definitely pay for some more chicken. He takes it.
I hope so.
Would you
And I
like
appreciate
a
the honesty.
piece of jewelry? I'd say that counts for at least some freebie from a shop.
Well, Madam Joy, is there a fine piece in this man's collection that you might interest yourself in?
And I seen it coming.
Sure. I will look at the earrings.
Okay. Can I ask what kind of thing you're searching for? Like, in an ideal world, what would you find?
Something small, gold, and maybe some black gemstone of sort on it.
Okay, roll investigation for me. Let's see if Joy can will these into existence. 27, okay. Joy can will these into existence, okay. You glance about the various kind of stacks on shelves, and you come across a small black jewelry box, and you put it open, and there's two small golden earrings. Very prettily made with small jet gemstones in them. Jets, that's kind of the deepest black you can get. Really beautiful gemstones, inlaid very nicely, kind of gold curving over top, in a flower-like pattern, just curving over the sides. These seem to be a gem among the collection he has here.
These are beautiful.
Ah, yes, my son made them.
Do I owe you any extra for these?
No, they're only worth 10 gold pieces, so please take them. You've overpaid enough.
Well, thank you. The information was fantastic.
Don't worry about it, I pride myself on my craft. Feel free to come back any time, and I'll be happy to evaluate anything else for you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Is that everything I can do for you?
I think for the evening, yes, sir. But again, we greatly appreciate it.
Enjoy your evening and make sure not to catch a cold.
You too. I guess we head out.
There was a ding 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 as you leave the store and you go back into the cold city streets.
So I'm averaging about 500 gold pieces for the chalices a piece and 60 gold pieces for the bags.
Yep. Any idea if there's a place around here that would take something like that?
Well, the mage shop we went to might be interested. I know that some mages like to use jewels as components, so they might be interested, and they would most definitely have the gold.
Yeah, I'd be down to try out there, but probably better to pull out like one bag of gem and one chalice at a time.
Absolutely. Trying to offload it all at once is just going to end up as a whole thing.
Put a bigger target on our back than there already is.
I suppose so. Miss Joy, I was wondering, while we walk and talk, since we're going to start making our way to the magic shop now, probably. I was just wondering, I was asking about the stories of the people that I'm traveling with, an individual, and now seems like a great time to hear yours, if you're willing, of course. Where'd you come from, and how'd you get so good with a knife?
Well, let me scroll up. Hold on.
Oh, backstory.
I had to remember where I was from.
Just let me scroll.
Yeah.
Where's my hydrate? I redeemed it.
Oh, damn it.
Done.
Okay. There you go, just for you.
So I'm actually from the island of Heatguard. So my family passed away in a tragic accident, and I found myself working for a group of individuals very similar to the Lemon Underground. So,
I see. Well, I suppose that explains the want for gold and riches and such, but if you don't mind my asking again, and please, if I'm pushing any boundaries, you don't have to answer me, but what do you intend to do with all this gold you're accruing? What's the goal for Madame Joy of the Heatguard Isle?
I'm looking for someone, and I'm not entirely sure who they are. So any type of gold that I can find, well, apart from new jewelry, of course, I'm sure it'll take a good amount of money to maybe draw this particular person out.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, the person that killed my family.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair quandary. You don't know who they are?
No. My family had some dark past, dark history. I'm not entirely sure about it myself. I'm assuming they were killed for it. Again, I don't know.
Well,
So,
didn't mean
yeah,
to
whoever it
disturb.
was set the house on fire when we were all in it, and I guess they weren't aware of who I was, but I was the only one that lived.
Huh. You just see Cashaw's having a hard time. Is like, that was not the mood I was going for, but I see. And how did you and Maverick get to meet one another? I remember you two seemed a little closer than the rest.
We were just traveling in the same direction when was it a golem attacked?
Huh.
Was that right?
Yeah, it was like a gargoyle, I think.
Okay, yeah. And we were just in the same spot at the same time and decided to help.
Well, for what it's worth, revenge is a prickly subject matter, but one that I condone in the right circumstances, and I hope you find your man. I really do.
So, yeah, no, I've been looking for a few years now, so we'll see.
Yes, well, thank you for sharing. I genuinely appreciate that, and I do mean it. I enjoy your company, Miss Joy, beyond the obvious, but just, thank you for coming out here with me and helping to try and liquidate these assets.
Yeah, yes, I was looking for more jewelry, so of course, any excuse to go shopping, and I'm down.
As
Well,
you... Oh, after you.
a person with fine taste is always appreciated, and that's all I say.
So, as you come to the end of this conversation, you find yourselves once again looking at Basin Zeus's magical emporium. And again, it's a distinct shop. It looks like the hull of a boat is just sticking out of the ground with the figurehead pointing proudly towards the air, the entrance to the shop inlaid into the hull. You see, again, lights inside. The streets are mostly deserted here, and you see the stained glass windows. It looks like there's a few figures moving about inside, so there's people in the shop.
I knock and I open the door for Joy again.
Yeah, we head in.
Okay. Heading in, you see much of the same as you did before, where you have the kind of empty shelves on the side, all with pieces of parchment with names for magical items on them. There's the shopkeeper on the desk at the far end with a large vault door behind him, which he seems to teleport through to actually acquire the magical items. But just in front of the high elven shopkeeper, who stands in a toga kind of dress, you actually see one familiar shape and one not so familiar shape. you see an elderly fellow, dressed in, again, a toga kind of thing, with a large tumbling grey beard and long, refined grey hair. He's obviously expensive, as he stands talking to the shopkeeper. However, milling about the shop, you see someone who you don't have the best history with.
Oh, shit.
You see, picking a piece of parchments and throwing them down in often wrong places, relatively tall and well-built male. And you recognize him because he still has a faint red mark on his face from where you punched him at Arvis's Bell party.
Right, well...
As soon as the door opens, his head turns and just locks eyes with you.
I would just like to say, I do not look the same as I did at the party. I'm clean shaven, still, and I have my whole outfit and getup on, but...
In that case, roll me a deception check.
Please?
Here it comes, the one time, the many times Kashal wants to do charisma checks.
I redeemed divine inspiration.
20.
So are you giving me an advantage on that? Or are you keeping that advantage for yourself?
Oh, I'm just keeping it for the next person.
Okay. 20?
Yep,
Him
20.
roll insight. So you turn, you kind of meet eyes for a second, and he glances you up and down as he's gonna... He has a +3 to his insight. That was a 17.
Oh,
So that makes it a 20 in total.
exciting.
So,
Exciting.
what's your charisma score? I'm gonna contrast this to his wisdom score.
Oh, my charisma
Yeah.
is an 18 plus
Yeah.
4.
As you can tell, he isn't that wise. So he glances you up and down, and you see he kind of squints, turns his head. Hey, I recognize you from somewhere. He kind of gets closer. He puffs out his chest on purpose.
I just, Kashaw puts on his most award-winning smile. He just motions to Joy. Darling, if you'd be so kind, me and the gentleman here might have a little bit of business, and, if you, would like to take a look around the shop.
So she'll kind of raise an eyebrow at him and, sure. Okay.
I hand her the satchel with the gems and such inside.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go up to the counter to chat with someone while he's dealing with that.
So while I'm dealing with this guy's nebbish, greedy little son, I'm gonna try and listen into what the old man is saying, because I'm not paying that much attention to this guy.
Okay. I'd say you actually both overhear the conversation because he's talking to a shopkeeper. So as Joy approaches and as Shaw kind of just blocks out the guy as he's kind of just nonchalantly talking to him, like pointing to his eye, asking if he recognizes the mark. You kind of zone out, focusing on the shopkeeper.
Real nasty. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You see as the man with a large grey beard, named Zeus, unintentionally, it wasn't supposed to be such a similarity. He's talking to a shopkeeper and he goes, "Oh, yes, my son will be leaving with Cassidy. They're going to the Southern Cities next week and he's doing a farewell concert and we hope it'll be good, so we're taking the time to square up the family business and see what's happening. Oh, hello, dear. I'll let you get to the shopkeeper. Basin Zeus. Wonderful to meet you." And he extends an old ringed hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand. I'm Joy. Sorry to interrupt. I can take a step back and let you all finish your conversation.
Oh no, of course. The customer comes first. Enjoy your shopping trip.
Thank you. It's nice to meet
moves away.
you.
You see as the elf at the counter turns. Ah, hello. You are Joy, if I recall correctly. I never forget a customer's face. And you were inquiring about the leather armor.
Yes.
Yes. I do pride myself on my remembering skills, if I do say so. Anyway, what can I help you with today?
So we found some gems and another item. Are you guys in the business of buying them at all?
We'd have to see. It's being a national organization. One shop cannot call the shots on what we buy as a company. I'm sure you understand. So once again, I could send a letter to the head office at Steel Hollow. I'm sure we could have a response by the end of the week.
The end of the week.
The end of the week.
Okay, well, I will have to chat with my companions about that. I'm not sure how long we will be around for.
Oh, of course. Well, in that case, anything you need, we'll be here. If you do wish to sell, simply tell us what the items were. I'll make a manifest and send it off appropriately.
No,
Awesome.
Right. Farewell. And you see as he turns and begins to scrub down the desk. It looks like he's closing up shop.
Okay, yeah, I will just go over to Kashaw and just see if he's still interacting with that other guy.
Sure, would you still be interacting with that other guy?
I'm pretty sure he's talking at me, and I'm trying to be amiable. I'm mostly ruminating on the things that I heard.
I'm gonna say, as he keeps staring at you, roll another deception check for me.
Fuck me.
Because he's just been inspecting you for the past 5
This
or so
is where
minutes.
the advantage comes in, right?
If Logan wishes to give it. Well, that's a 17 without it, so...
Go,
Yeah, no, he doesn't get it.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. If he starts a fight, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, he's gonna roll insight again. 17 again. 14 plus 3. God damn it. So again, he stares you up and down, tilts his head. He kind of has a brief recollection and he just goes, I recommend you stay out of my way. Turns.
Mom,
Alright, Dad, let's go. He's like, oh, calm down, son. Don't be mean to people. What have I told you? I am so sorry, fine fellow.
No,
Please don't take this
sir,
against your soul.
That's perfectly fine. I understand. I am a striking individual. I understand if your son was looking me up and down, it's perfectly fine. I give him the shittiest eating grin.
Do I recognize you from somewhere? You look like someone I know.
I've been around all sorts of parts, partner. I've just been up and down the road, so I mean, you might have seen me. I perform pretty frequently.
Has anyone ever told you you have a striking resemblance to... Oh, that's it.
No, you know what? No,
Cassidy Carlisle.
haven't heard that one. No,
Well,
gotta say.
well, there's always a time to hear it first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Feel free to shop about, see if there's anything you need. Once again, I'm Basin Zeus. Wonderful to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you too, sir. And as they're walking out, if his son starts walking out, I am absolutely gonna try and trip him inconspicuously.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say, roll me a dexterity check.
Fantastic. Cause fuck this guy. Not great.
7.
This
7.
is where you always get karma'd. Every time
I
you
know.
want to do some shenanigans.
I know.
So
I'm here
as-
for it.
As he's walking out the store, you kind of move to the side and sneakily extend your leg backwards as he walks out. And he's quite a large guy. And you feel as his boots that he wears, he essentially wears large Doc Martin style boots.
Oh, Jesus.
And you see
Doc Martens. Yo, the Docs. He's wearing the Docs.
you think you're gonna trip him, but his boots just hit straight into your ankle and it twists slightly, your foot goes flying backwards and he turns and says, Jay, I told you to stay out of my damn way.
I apologize. Must have been just a bad step. You.
And he leaves.
You
As an
trip him.
asshole.
You hear him sneaking. You hear him kind of speaking under his breath like, dick. So he leaves.
Fucking.
Oh God, I want to use vicious mockery so bad. No, I won't. I won't do that. I won't do that. So yeah, you just see Cashaw standing there, rubbing his temple for a moment.
So, I think it's your turn to do a little bit of sharing. What? What was all that about?
I guess there's just not really getting around this one, is there?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
That
The sound of defeat.
that asshole said something at the party. I imagine you remember. Rather uncouth about a person I previously acquainted with.
Okay.
If I may, we are closing now, so if you could just take us outside.
Right. Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you.
The door shut
I
behind
step out. I kind of draw my bandana up over my mouth as I just warm up a little and push my hat up. Listen, Joy, it's a long story, and it hasn't quite finished yet, so I'm not really keen on telling it.
Sure. That's fine. Most stories aren't ever finished.
I suppose. Well, this has been a major bust. Thought we'd at least have some kind of money to show for it, but everything's probably closed down by now.
Yeah, we should probably meet up with the others.
Yeah,
We'll try and
No.
sell all this stuff elsewhere.
right. Yeah.
I assume we're not going to be here till the end of the week.
Yeah, I don't imagine that. I mean, Lugos likes to move, so I doubt that entirely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to sell it in a different city, I suppose.
Yeah. And this is the first time you've ever seen like Castro just completely deflated. Like there is just he's thinking about something, but he's not gonna say what.
Yeah, she lets him think and doesn't really bug him about it.
Fun. And off they walk back to where the others are.
Heading back to the Grey Grumsh. So, whilst this was happening, back at the Grey Grumsh, Lugos, Maverick, and Leakas, you all headed back to talk to Ulfril, Zilorn, and Adfair, who you had freed from the grasp of Daytona, and you assume was now heading back. Ryan's kind of jumping, but it's fine. I assume, Elijah, you are here. You're muted, but so I don't really know.
I am here.
Okay, wonderful. So, as you, whilst they go shopping, you head back to the Grey Grumsh. You go down the familiar back alley, which is murky and incredibly dark at this time of day. And you walk through the familiar squeaky door to head into the somewhat cozy, somewhat primal interior of a Grey Grumsh. Carpets and skulls adorning the walls. You see 4 half-orcs, all in burlap, leant over the stools, talking with Grumsh the barkeep with his large grey beard and his scar over his face. As for talking, you hear something about talking about going for a late night swim in the cold stream. Apparently something about the freezing temperatures making it amazing, and how it's a competition who can stay the longest. So they all kind of debate and laugh. But you enter. No one seems to pay too much mind to you. You see as Grum kind of turns to the side and goes, "Whoa," waves a hand. But you seem to have reached a point where you can kind of come and go as you please. I assume
Nice, sir.
you're just heading straight down.
Yes, go straight down, find Zorona, find Nalzin.
Okay. So, you head to the back of the tavern, and you begin down the steps to the cellar. And as you head down the steps, they're incredibly squeaky. Every single step is like, and as this happens, when you first entered the top of the stairs, you heard low hushed conversation, broken every so often by faint laughter. But as soon as the first squeak comes from the steps as you head down, just all conversation immediately stops. And you can just hear heavy breathing as you walk down into the cellar room. You see Adfir and Zilrona sat on their opposite beds, talking, and both of them have their eyes fixed for possible intruders on the stairs. Above them, you see they've got a single window propped open, and Ulfril, you see, is sat near the small fireplace in the room, on the floor, arms resting on his legs, a blanket wrapped around him, with a small cup of what looks to be hot chocolate, slowly sipping from it, staring into the fire, the orange light reflecting off his drow skin. He'll kind of turn towards you as you enter.
I give them all a nod. I just, want to find the ones. Our peoples, Zilrona and Nalzin again. Kind of head over to them once I spot them.
You made it. You see as Zilrona kind of stands up. She seems much happier than she did before. Like something has been reacquainted with her.
Boy there.
Glad to see you're all okay.
Likewise. Making it out of that fucking freak show. The Lemon Underground. Fucking hell.
As you say this, you see Adfir stand up next to her. And Adfir is about 3 inches taller than her with a square jaw and kind of auburn hair that has been slicked back into messy kind of... There's no way to describe apart from just bits of hair going all over, slicked back with what you assume is just unwashed dampness. And he goes, "How did it go with Daytoni? You're in one piece, so that's a start at least."
Right, Daytoni, we went fine. As fine as it could, really. It's all taken care of. I suppose. I don't think you'll have to be worrying about him very long.
They let you go.
Yes.
They just said your debt's settled? Wow.
Surprisingly, yeah, actually.
See, I'm sure, as Rona will agree, everything we've ever experienced about the Lemon Underground points to that never happening. So, kudos. They kind of glance at each other.
He'll pull up a chair, and Lugos will kick up his feet on a nearby table. All right, well, glad you're all safe, very merry. Everyone's all fucking happy. Good times. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush. Can we get down to business, maybe?
Oh, I take it you want to talk to your drow friend here?
Aye.
Right, well, I'm gonna go and stretch my legs, and he turns to his... He turns his Laura next to him. Keep an eye on him. He stands up, and he walks across the room.
Do I hear him say that?
Yeah, it's quite loud. He means keep an eye on him as in keep an eye on Ulfril, not you. Yes, Ulfril just kind of sat staring into the fire, not moving at all.
Yeah.
You good?
I was about to be like, keep an eye on me, but why? I fucking saved you.
Right.
Yeah. Alright.
So, how long are you planning to stay here?
Oh,
So
well,
we got our next lead, right?
until we get the next lead, obviously, yeah. I would like to spend as little time in Cullfort as possible. This place hasn't been exactly the greatest adventure I've ever experienced.
Me and Adfir are really feeling the same thing. If all goes well, we should be gone by the end of next week. The Sapphire Hex removing the operations in Cullfort, say they want us back in Steel Hollow, so we're heading back over there. Being reposted for once. New place, new start. It'll be good.
Congratulations. I'm sure anywhere is better than here.
And, me and him were having a talk. We haven't really expressed how thankful we are for you, clearing our debt, getting us out of prison, and then killing a dragon. I have a favor or two to call in with 11 Underground, and to be completely honest, I would be glad to be rid of every single tie I have to them. So if you ever need anything, someone finding, someone hurt, I have connections and I have favors to call in, so feel free to use them.
May I cash in one of those now?
Which one would that be?
There's a certain individual that's connected to the Lemon Underground that's in the basement of the old Zalas's temple. I'd like to have him removed or relocated.
You want to relocate a relic?
I do. I would like to purchase that temple and renovate it.
I can't promise the success of it, but I'll see what I can do. I'll have a talk. Talk to some people, make some
If
deals.
If Relic would like parting money so he can relocate, I'm sure we wouldn't mind parting with a chalice or two.
He's odd. He doesn't like money. He just likes clothes. In fact,
I see.
What if I give him my dirty socks? Will that get him to relocate?
Well, no offense, but from what I've seen, if you even took off your dirty socks, they'd disintegrate.
It was just a joke. Fuck. You think he likes sniffing them? Do you think he sniffs dirty panties and underwear?
Anyway.
She just kind of looks at you. Doesn't answer.
Anyway.
I think you have a
smile.
I think you have a drow to talk to. I've tried talking to him. He hasn't responded.
Well, I think that'll be fine.
And
yeah.
I'm sure, as it goes,
We'd
no
like to talk to
torture
him
in my basement.
Right. You come on, look at us. You think we had to go around torturing people? What, are we part of the Lemon Underground or something? No. Look, we're just looking to talk to him in private. He has some
Right.
information that we need.
Right, well, I'm going to read a book, so I'm just going to sit here. Best of luck. And she leans back on a sofa, pulls out a small leather-bound book, and begins to flip through pages. Once again, Old Frill hasn't even turned his head unmoved. He's just staring into the fire with dead eyes.
All right, I'm gonna go over to him. His real name is Alfred, right?
Old Frill, yeah.
Alfred, sorry. And his cover name was Nalzin.
Nalzin, yeah.
Okay. Go over to Alfred. Pull up a chair next to him.
I will say
He's gonna
he's sat on the floor,
the
so you would be higher than him. If you pulled up a chair.
To make me seem more personable, I'm gonna do the teacher sit, where I sit in the chair backwards.
Okay. Yeah, so I will say you will be higher than him if you do that, because he is sat straight on the floor, just with crossed legs.
All right, sounds good.
He doesn't even move. Just
How does
stares
he
at the
look?
fire.
Does he look hollow?
You see his hairs, his like long shoulder length white hairs completely messed up. He's wrapped in this blanket, just slowly sipping hot chocolate.
Oi, mate.
No response.
All frill.
No response.
He'll go ahead and he'll ditch the chair idea. He'll go ahead and kneel next to him and like tap him on the shoulder, like grab his shoulder.
You see the eyes kind of pan towards you and then glance down at your hand and shoulder, and he just stares at you.
You all right, mate?
His eyes
You're
pan
giving
back.
you're giving a 1,000-yard stare into the fire.
You have killed us all.
It's not that big. Come on.
Do you know why I was in prison?
Because you got in trouble with the law here, maybe.
No, it's because at least if I was in prison, they couldn't find me and kill me.
Oh, like some sort of protection, right? Are you talking about the choir here?
No, I'm talking about the leprechauns.
Oh, come on. Look. You have some very important information for us.
Sarcasm.
And we've selfishly taken it upon ourselves, me and my friends here, to put an end to this bullshit nitty-gritty little nonsense that the choir has gone around spreading about all this, resurrection shite and fucking finding these relics. You got information for us, and sorry if I ruined your little vacation in prison, but it's necessary, alright?
So, my entire use to you is information.
Why?
Well, you didn't seem very cooperative to tell us any of that stuff, and we could have left you in the damn fucking prison. So that's why you're here. It's your...
Here you have a chance, right? There's no guarantee that they're gonna find you.
Oh, trust me, they have their ways, and they are coming here to gut all of us.
Look, frankly, I faced a couple of them already, and they don't really seem like all that, you know what I mean? Like, took care of them pretty easily, actually.
How many did you face?
2, right? Or was there more?
There's... You see, he just stares with disbelief into fire. He kind of scoffs. Looks into fire.
Are you gonna cooperate or not? You need money? You need a favor I can call in? I'm sure the Sapphire Hex could make you disappear like nothing. Maybe send you south.
As you say this, you see Zil Rona kind of lowers her book and kind of raise an eyebrow up a mention of a Sapphire Hex. Raises the book, kind of goes rage, and he just turns and goes, "You don't get it, do you? Why? Why should I tell you a thing?"
Oh, well... a certain Orvis Bell told us that you would, and it would be a huge help to us. Listen, we killed a fucking dragon earlier this week, alright? Just not even that long ago. Real nasty fucker, alright? We know what we're doing. We're not gonna let nothing bad happen to you. As long as you maintain contact with us, and you can count us as a friend, we're not gonna let anything bad happen to you. I promise.
You say that, but sooner or later someone is going to die under your watch. Then your hero mantle will fall apart as you sink lower and lower.
I'm not a hero,
time
mate.
in the real world.
I don't have a hero complex. I'm after something, after my own goals, and this is something that I picked up along with a couple of friends to take care of. It's not as big as you might think it is.
Well, do you know how you get information from me?
How?
Get
Go
me
on.
some more hot cocoa. You see as he forcibly extends his mug towards you.
Oh, sure. You want anything to eat with your hot cocoa? Maybe a couple biscuits or cookies?
Stares back into fire.
He's not gonna make a run for it if I go get him hot cocoa, is he?
I'm here, you won't do it.
Yeah.
I'll go get him hot
also
cocoa.
here.
Okay. So you go to get him hot cocoa whilst Lugos is gone doing that. I will say, do Maverick or Leocas want to do anything?
I'm just kind of like observing, keeping an
Okay.
eye on things.
Yeah, same.
Because a certain cowboy forgot to buy me a shield. Yep.
Tis,
Sure.
tis.
Forgot to buy him a shield. God.
Yeah. Instead, he got pissy.
Okay. so
Instead,
keeping an eye on
he
him.
took your money and he took a piss. Anyways.
Yeah.
About two About 2 or 3 minutes later, Lugos comes back down the stairs, creaking, with a fresh mug of hot cocoa. Apparently, your bargaining chip for information.
If there was any like marshmallows, or
Marshmallows,
anything
cream,
by the hot
chocolate
cocoa,
sprinkles.
yeah, if there was like any like snacks on like the very generous hot cocoa table
Yeah.
spread that they had at this area, I'll bring
I'd say,
down.
because it is an orcish bar, the hot cocoa isn't to an amazing standard. It's what you can expect from a half-orc hot cocoa. But it's passable, it's good. Snacks-wise, it's just various meats and cheeses.
What kind of I wonder what kind of alcohol would go well with hot cocoa.
No.
Maybe something dark, like whiskey.
Irish cream whiskey.
Yeah, cream. Do they have that here?
I'd say sure, yeah. It's a relatively well-stocked bar.
I'll sneak in some of that, and I'll pay whatever price they require for
Oh,
it.
that would just be a silver piece.
I'll give them a gold piece because that's all I have.
Okay.
Well, I have 10 copper pieces actually, so I'll give them the rest of my 10 copper.
Okay, yeah, so you take it, you get hot cocoa with a shot of cream whiskey in.
I want to make sure like it's a good amount. That might loosen somebody up a bit, but I want to make sure it's not detectable.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
about
like sipping it at the same time while I test it.
1.5 shots worth, and it's a decently sized hot cocoa, so it blends relatively. There's still something off, of course. When you put whiskey in anything, there's bound to be a tang. But
Yeah.
you're just hoping he's too depressed to not realize.
Yeah. I bring it down to him.
Okay. So, you hand over the hot cocoa.
1 hot cocoa for 1 very depressed lad. Here you go.
This tastes odd.
In a bad or a good way.
I couldn't tell you even if I tried.
Alright, well, no worries.
What do you need to know?
Let's see. Oh, finally, where do we start? About time I never had to negotiate this hard just for a spot of information. Let's see here. What are we actually wanting to ask about now at this point? We want to ask about the Oblivion Choir and what they were doing there, right? Okay.
They have taken relics from an old tomb, Vecna.
Yeah, Vecna's tomb.
A lieutenant of Vecna.
A lieutenant of Vecna, right? Alright, so, you and your mates.
There's a certain portal involved.
Yes, and yeah, I got you. Alright, so you and your mates, I think throw that up in quotations. They were spotted at the tomb of a lieutenant of Vecna, right? We encountered them. We fucked up some of them. We went inside, saw that they were stealing shite, relics and whatnot. They were like, grave robbing. What's the Oblivion Choir's goal with all this?
Well, at least we're starting with the easy questions. I see we're working our way up to the big ones. I don't know. Well, you see, someone came in, there was a coup, all of a sudden there was this drow calling the shots, taking mages, siphoning their powers into himself. And now there's a huge escapade to find as many artifacts as they can and take the powers. For what purpose, I don't know, but after something.
So there's a drow sucking the powers out of artifacts and whatnot.
And people.
And the people? Like, killing the people or just stealing their powers?
last I heard, they were after, what's his name? Sohesecrus.
Oh, shite. That's her friend. That's her guy. That's her bud. The spice mage, right?
I suppose so. Take it that means I caught up to him.
Well, not exactly.
Hmm?
Oh, we ran into him first and we let him go. We got him out of there.
Did they take his powers?
Not as far as I know. Did they? No, as I recall it, I'm not sure if he was able to cast any magic.
As far as I remember, they took his powers away from him.
Right. Well, I guess I did. That's unfortunate.
You do know Sohesecrus technically is an archmage. So our
Really?
glorious drow leader now has the power of an archmage.
He doesn't act like an archmage.
Or more. I believe that's the third one he's found, actually.
Well, alright. So we're looking for a drow that sucks the power out of people and artifacts. There's we saw like a big rocky like lizard guy. He ugly motherfucker. They called it a turtle.
Turtle.
A turtle. Aye, a turtle. He had a big like mountain on his back or something. Now, who the fuck is that?
Well, firstly, it's a shell. Secondly,
it's a
that's one of the lieutenants, you see. They couldn't keep the old lieutenants, they had to start fresh. So, people like my uncle were demoted, sometimes killed, in place of these new nefarious people who could do the bidding they wanted.
A lieutenant, alright. Do you know where we can find him? Do you know if the choir has any set location or some sort of hideout or hideouts spread anywhere?
Oh no. They have scattered to the wind. Last I heard, the Empire got word of their recent locations and they scattered from their camp in the Black Peaks. The Abyss Protocol.
You
This
think
one
if we
Maverick
went
would
to the
step
Black
forward.
Peaks, if we went to the Black Peaks, could we find any traces of where they might have gone? They communicate with each other, obviously, right?
Well, that depends how successful the Abyss Protocol was, doesn't it?
Maverick would step forward at this point. In case you haven't forgotten, there was an arced portal in that tomb. He teleported away. He seems to know these locations of these burial sites. We need to know them too.
And are you
Right.
suggesting you may find that in their old camp in the Black Peaks?
We're thinking about throwing them a little surprise party at their next location, whatever tomb they raid.
Oh, well, I couldn't tell you a thing about that. You see, being just a simple grunt with no intelligence or common sense, I was not told what was happening.
Is that so?
Hmm.
Are you sure you can't remember nothing? I want to insight check him.
You
Oh,
seem to be
go
more
ahead.
intelligent than you lead on. You seem to carry yourself quite well. Are you sure you're not even at all curious of wanting to learn more than what they just tell you?
I got 21.
21. He's got a kind of a bitterness about him, as in he was relatively high ranking and then he was demoted. He's carrying a definite grudge against being kind of cast as this lowly
Right.
commoner.
But is he hiding that he actually knows?
He doesn't seem to know the next locations, but he seems to know kind of how you may find out their next locations.
All right. Well, if you don't know him, how can we find out?
Right, gather around the fireplace and I'm going to tell you the story of the Abyss Protocol. Anyone happen to have a children's book I can read? So, you see, they're smart. You say they're these weak little people who you're going to track down and destroy easily. Oh, you know exactly what they're doing. And you see, if they catch wind of soldiers coming, they simply teleport away the most important members and leave behind a small garrison to buy time. The sorcerer who leads them, they call him the Breakwater. Quaint and distinguished role, you know, getting to die for the glorious cause. And the Breakwater...
Hey guys, I have to head out.
Alright, okay. See you later.
Okay.
See ya.
And you see,
I
the
missed you
Breakwater
guys.
is
See.
in charge of, you know, hiding all the sensitive information, making sure the Empire doesn't completely burn down the place. I got wind that this particular Breakwater assigned to the camp in the Black Peaks, well, let's just say he's foolish at best.
What's the name?
Of?
The guy?
I couldn't tell you that, even if I did know.
Right.
Right, is that my usefulness expended?
Oh no. I think we're just scratching the surface of it. Sorry. I got a couple other questions I want to ask you about. If you wouldn't mind humoring me a little bit, right?
Oh, of course,
There's
that is
another
what I'm here for.
covenant wrapped
I am
up in
a
this.
marvelous
Seems to be their
comedian.
dogs. The White Wings Covenant. They seem to have been working with the Oblivion Choir.
You could call it that, I suppose.
What are they hoping to get out of it? Are they just serving as a private army?
I'm going to assume you're not familiar with the history of Oblivion Choir at all.
I have a phone call real quick.
Maverick, quick, take over.
Yeah, actually, I would know. I would know a little bit about the Oblivion Choir. Wouldn't I? And the White Wing Covenant. It's fallen from grace, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, I'll step in. I'll stop being brooding by the wall with crossed arms and come actually sit next to him by the
Okay.
fire. Why don't you
Alright,
give
sorry
us
about that.
a little bit of a history lesson then, just for Lugos?
Well, you see, we weren't always the raging bad guys. We just were a private army, going where fights needed to happen, doing them, and then getting paid. Then, as I said, Mr. Big Drow comes in, does a coup, and before you know it, we've taken over a few of the mercenary groups and turned them into our dogs of war. White Wings don't have any common sense of their own. They just go where we want and do what we need.
So what was this war against? You mentioned.
Well, we fought everywhere. We were enlisted with the King of Bezier to fight bandits and pirates, the Empire to fight other mercenary groups who were pillaging in the north. We just did what we need, and we were fine.
And now this big drow guy, as you said, has gotten power hungry.
Oh
Obviously,
no, he's always being power hungry.
he's achieved his hunger and sated it. It looks like,
Oh.
and now he just wants more.
You see, the funny thing about him is, I don't think his hunger for power will ever be sated. I just hope, if you are planning to stop them, you can get there in time.
All we need is just a location.
Well, I can't tell you exactly where it is. You'll either need to go up there and search the entire mountain range, or if there's a way you can pinpoint a location of someone magically, perhaps, that might be another solution.
I just looked at everybody and just like shrug, as if implying like, do you guys know how to?
You're implying a scry. That'd be quite powerful in magic.
Zilrona kind of lowers a book and is like, actually, you already said you wanted to call in your favor with Relic. If you wanted to swap that, I do have someone you could talk to, but...
Who is it?
Magic Dust.
I'm sorry, Magic Dust.
Yeah, he's well, one of my first friends in the city. He's a tabaxi. He's odd, but he can find things.
A magic sleuth, I suppose.
And you wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind giving us that information or letting him help us out, right?
Well, of course, but he only works for very specific things, so he...
Like what?
Well, he does owe me, so I could redeem a favor there, but then... I don't know if I could get Relic to move.
What, could we bring a ball of yarn maybe or something?
Maybe we could talk to Relic personally and make it just a one-on-one matter with him, instead of forcing a favor through a favor.
I'm not sure if we're gonna get Relic to move. That quite gives me the willies. He's creepy.
Well, if all he does is operate underneath the temple, we could probably find a way to just seal it and have it temporarily accessible from time to time during after hours, I suppose, if we want to keep him there. I'd just like to see that temple restored. That's all. That
Oh,
rat fella, though, he's got to go. Trench coat full of swords.
all right.
Alright, call in your favor with Dust. We'll talk with him.
Now?
Oh,
Earliest
that's not
convenience.
possible,
At earliest convenience. Obviously, I don't mind actually just sleeping a day off of this. We'll wait for Kishore and Joy to
She
get back. We'll
checks
fill
a,
them in.
a timepiece on the desk next to her. Well, he opens at 8 PM until 12, so you either go in an hour and arrive as he opens, or wait until tomorrow.
We'll wait an hour or two. We'll wait for Kishore and Joy to get back. We'll fill them in. We'll rest
Nice.
a little bit. Get something to eat.
Sounds good. I'd,
Well, certainly. Well, I don't need much of a rest after that. I'm doing quite fine.
Yeah, but I'm
I'll
starving,
probably,
actually.
I could eat for sure.
I can eat
I want to go
meals.
back over to Wolf Roll.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, of course. Anytime.
Come on, mate. Seeing as I ruined your life and all that, you need anything? Maybe a little bit of compensation, a little bit of gold, aye? Maybe start a new life, run away.
How about you just, let me have some peace and quiet?
Sure, whatever you want. I'll
Or
walk away
restore the
from him.
quiet, or restore the quiet to what it once was, and you can get back to work.
Okay, I'd say at about this time there's another creak on the stairs as Shaw and Joy return from their shopping trip to see the kind of aftermath of a conversation. There's kind of a air of finality in a room as you both enter.
Well, welcome back, you two.
Hello.
How was the honeymoon?
What?
How was
Oh,
perusing the
checked,
town?
It's all fine.
How was perusing the shops?
Good. Unfortunately, we were not able to sell any of the things we've collected.
Figured as much.
The shops were closing, so we were unable to grab any additional items you guys asked for.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
sure
quite a way.
we can try again in the morning. But I would suggest we go elsewhere too. get rid of those items. The magic shop did say that if we were around for the next week, they would have an answer on whether or not they could buy them from us, but I thought it was a little odd it would take so long.
I don't think we have a week's time since we now have a method of locating this rogue choir of ours.
Oh,
Thanks to our friend here.
well, that is good news.
It's the only bit of good news that we got. The rest is going to be hard work that we're going to have to shovel in ourselves after we talk with a contact with Ronas.
Lovely.
In a couple of hours, we're going to go meet a special tabaxi. He has a
Awesome.
knack of finding people, apparently. Finding things out.
And what's this going to cost us?
Just a favor. We've already redeemed one, so hopefully this will be all in all by the end of it.
Will we owe any favors in return?
Not sure yet. It's just a favor just to set up this meeting, apparently.
Okay. Well, what are we doing to kill the next couple hours?
Well, I am starving. Kashaw, you look a bit dazed.
What? Yeah, it's no worry.
Looks like
I'm
everyone
fine.
needs something to eat, huh?
Yeah. Well, you've got music, so there's that.
Great, because I haven't eaten any actually real food since since before the dragon fight. Since then, my appetite has been a bit lacking. Can't get over that smell.
Well, I can fix that if you'd like.
So you guys gonna eat food?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'll say is,
Yeah.
with that, as you go up into the tavern, eat your evening meal before you head out to see Magic Dust. We're gonna take a 5-minute break here to just get a refill of water, do what we need. We're gonna be back in at 1:30, so make sure you stay tuned for the trip to see Magic Dust.
Woo.
See you soon.
I need to get
Good night.
Okay. We are back. Hope you enjoyed your break. Hope you've got some tea, coffee, preferably tea. But if you have coffee, that's also fine. And
You love coffee.
I didn't have a copy of Star Session. If you go back, that wasn't coffee I was drinking. It was just tea that looked very much like coffee, and tasted very much like coffee, and had caffeine in it. Apart from that, it was tea. Anyway, where last we left off, you headed up to the tavern to get food. I won't go into all the details of that because we are pressed for time. But I'm gonna say they had a variety of meats, gravies, and potatoes for our Irish friend here to choose from.
Potatoes. Boiled and mashed, stick 'em in a
Roast,
stew.
boiled, yeah, stewed, everything you could ever want, and you had a nice, hearty, half-orcish meal, which isn't a delicate meal. It's a relative primitive taste. It's very tribal food that I have, but it is delicious, absolutely delicious. And with that, I assume you're all ready to go. Zilrona also came for a meal with you, and she is ready to go herself, and she has informed you it is the Coventry Yard fighting pits where magic dust can be found. So, you have just left the Grey Grumsh on the familiar alleyway. Zilrona stretches out. Right, to Coventry Yard fighting pits. I will say try and follow my lead on this one. Just like for prison, just probably won't have to... Well, probably this one will go better and he won't get paralyzed. Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And quickly enough, she begins to lead you down the city streets. You find, after about 20 minutes of walking, an unassuming city street. As an old sign marking this as Coventry Yards. And as you stand across the street from a building, a squat stone building, you see two human males emerge, grab a large iron gate inlaid into the stone, and draw open this double set of iron doors. You see they take up position on either side of the archway, seemingly guarding, and it looks like this archway leads down into pure abyssal blackness. Somewhat a hooded figure approaches from one side and hands over what looks like a pouch of gold, and proceeds to disappear into the darkness. You hear footsteps carried on the evening wind. So Zorana glances to you all. Yeah, that's for fighting pits down there.
I see.
As
We're
you
not
look, you glance up.
Fighting, are we?
If all goes to plan. Right. Let's see.
Right.
Let's go and meet Magic Dust.
After you.
And so you clatter across the cobbled yard, heading to the archway. As you're walking across, you see a faded sign above this building, and it says Coventry Yard Tax Office. So obviously it hasn't been used for this purpose in many years, but it's interesting what it's turned into. As you look, both guards kind of come closer as you approach. Yeah? What are you here for? Tax office? Says
Tax office.
she kind of looks. No, we're actually here for the fighting pits. And she takes 2 gold pieces per person from a pouch on her bag. Here you go. Oh, take it you've been here before. Right, go on in, don't cause any trouble, or we'll throw you out here. They're parked to either side, allowing you entry.
Well then.
Nice.
This will be
I
interesting.
waltz right in.
Okay. Let me just see if I can... Okay. There's just a very specific sound I need to find for this, but anyway. As you head down these stone steps, it's odd. You'd expect it to get shockingly cold with stone surrounding you, but you feel a warmth. Then bassy vibrations underfoot. As you continue down for about 20 seconds down the stone steps. And after a while, you turn right and go through another stone archway, and you find yourself in a cavernous realm beneath the street. You see a large room, maybe 80 feet by 80 feet, packed with spectators of all sorts, jeering over suncular suncular? You word, sunken circular fighting pits have been lodged into the ground. You hear the growls of ferocious beasts and the clash of steel, followed by grunts and the growl of a beast cutting out immediately. As soon as this happens, there's a grand cheer from all the spectators, bunting is thrown over and trumpets are played. Your ears ring with this sound, and the entire room seems to shake. Glancing over, you see there's even a small bar here. You see people milling about on platforms, getting food from a bartender. And this seems to just be an entire festival or arena placed underground. Looking about, people bustle past you, having good times, drinking. Zilrona pushes increasingly close, just like, right, well, here we are. It's not the sound set I wanted. Right. Yeah, so she turns. Here we are. As you see this entire odd environment around you, people bustling and shouting, what would you all like to do?
Oh my goodness. We seem so out of place. Oh. I unfortunately had to take a call through half of that, but I was listening.
Drinks, food?
Yeah, I will head over to the bar.
Okay.
Would anyone else like a drink?
I'll take something strong,
yeah.
please.
Likewise.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I will head over to the bar.
So Joy,
Give
you
me
head
a
over.
whiskey, would you?
Okay.
A what?
A whiskey.
So Joy, you immediately head over to the bar, and it's like a food area in a bowling alley, if you know what I mean. It's kind of behind the actual main area of interest, but there's always people there. They're just kind of sat eating and watching what's going on. You go, and there's 5 or 6 bartenders, all dressed in a matching velvety uniform, doing this stuff. As you approach, there's various queues, and you pick the shortest one, and within a few minutes you are served. You see a bartender hustling about and scrubbing as fast as he can. Oh, yeah, what can I get you?
Can I do 4 whiskeys, please?
4?
Yes.
Alright, coming right up, that'll be 4 silver pieces. And
Yeah.
pours whiskeys out, and as he does so, he's not being careful with it, so it just overflows onto the bar top. Here you go, here's a tray, enjoy it. And he immediately
Awesome,
turns around and
thank
starts serving the next customer.
Yeah, no, I bring it back to the rest of the group.
Oh, and
I got-
drinking's already started.
I got everyone whiskey. I hope that's all right.
Mighty appreciated, thank you very much. Is it a shot or a glass?
It's a small glass.
I shoot it anyway.
Okay.
Oh, I have a story about that.
But the whiskey is weird. The best way I can describe it is paint thinner.
Ah. Yeah. Got
Paint
it.
thinner with a slight taste of blueberry, but not much.
Well, it's Is there a stage here?
There isn't a stage, it's just these sunken fighting pits of different sizes. It looks like there's a main one in the center with kind of stands around it people jeer into. There's probably
I
about
don't think I'm
400
gonna
people
be-
in the room.
I don't think I'm gonna make any coin with any music around here, do you think?
From the looks of it, there's people already playing trumpets, and you probably wouldn't even be heard, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't play. I have things on my mind. I'm not in the mood.
Okay.
Big fair.
As this is happening, Zilrana looks. Right, you see the tent up there, and she gestures around, and you see a small circus-like velvet tent sat just on a raised wooden platform to the side of a main fighting pit. Oh, you could find him in there. Tell him Zilrana sent you, and I'm sure he'll give you some kind of favor. Just don't say anything stupid, and he'll be fine. He's sweet under the exterior.
More dark dealings in dark places. This is getting memorable. We need to change our act up.
Well, shall we go get this over with and chat with him and then maybe enjoy the fight?
Sounds delightful. Lead the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will.
So, you head up to this tent overlooking the main area, and you see a single female guard stood outside, dressed in full, elegant plate armor. She seems to be an elf, holding a large, double-bladed scimitar. She stands, slowly spins it, doing some kind of tricks. People kind of glance past, she just spins it over her head and seems to be occupying herself. You. Why are you here?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just no. You go ahead.
Is it Zerona? Is that her name?
Zorona?
Yeah, Solorna.
Zerona sent us.
Who?
We'd like to chat with. What's his name? Magic something.
Dust.
Magic dust.
Magic dust.
Well, he's inside. I don't recognize the name, but he might. Don't cause any trouble.
He wasn't
Clear?
planning on it.
Right. In you go. And she parts and opens one kind of flap of the tent.
Yeah, I'll head inside.
Okay.
I hope the others are following.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're not. You're
So-
on your own.
As you enter, you see the entrance above you is adorned with a pewter dragon claw. It seems to be dragging you into the darkness within the tent. Inside you see two braziers glowing softly with a odd purple light, tracing out the silhouette of a person sitting behind a shrouded table. It's covering embroidered with silvery thread, depicting runes and symbols from various disciplines. A spicy potpourri emanates from inside. The sweet smoke from
Potpourri.
exotic herbs tossed onto burning pots of coal. Within, you can just make out a pair of furred hands operating a pestle and mortar in the middle of the table. You look at the furs of faded orange with large, unkempt claws as the pestle and mortar comes to a stop. Who is that? Whose heavy footfalls disturb my tent?
Well, that would be Lucas or Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Uh,
leading this charge.
I mean, Lugos's footsteps aren't necessarily heavy.
Oh
I'd
wait,
say
never mind. I
my
don't
Maverick.
have
He's pretty
disadvantage
low,
on
so-
stealth anymore. Hey. It's Lucas.
Yeah, either way, it's a definitely silent tent. It's odd. As soon as you go in, it's like all the hustle and bustle from outside just stops as you're in this small reclusive silence. So even light breathing can be heard in here. So you assume he's just widely addressing all of you.
It smells lovely in here.
Hello. I wave to him awkwardly. Is Zilrona with us, right? Or no?
She
No.
is not now.
Damn, okay. We're friends of Zilrona.
Zilrona, you say?
Oi.
Come then, tell me what it is you wish to find. A brother, a sister, a lost amulet you now only possess the chain of. And you see as he kind of leans forward slightly into the purple light, and you make out an aged tabaxi, very aged, and his face resembles that of a battle-hardened tiger. Faded orange and white fur, deep scars dragged across his snout. His long fur is drawn into various braids down his neck, all adorned in pieces of golden jewelry, and his whiskers seem to extend a disproportionate amount away from his face. He's dressed in a fine purple silk robe that shimmers in the light as he gestures to a few seats in front of him.
We're looking for something else. Nothing related to us, personally.
Well, tell me what it is, and I will see what I can do.
I look to Maverick.
Looking for a turtle, a certain lieutenant of the Oblivion Choir.
Turtle, you say?
Indeed.
Can you give me any more information than he's a turtle?
He's got like a small mountain on his back.
I believe that's
That
called a
doesn't help.
shell.
Well, it's a shell, right? It's jagged rocks. Looks quite evil. He seems to be a high-level magic caster.
I take out the piece of blade from the tomb.
Do you mean the one that was dropped by the Oblivion Choir, or the one you found in the
The
separate
one that
tombs?
was dropped.
Okay.
Yes.
Hmm. And you
They're
think
after these relics.
he takes it. So you want me to find another piece?
I'm assuming that's what they're after as well. We just have to beat them to it.
Yes.
Very well. Take a seat and pass me that jeweled decanter behind you.
Okay. Hand it over.
His claws scrape against the metal as he picks it up, places it on the table in front of him. So, you only get one chance at this. Are you sure this is what you require? As you say,
Kind of
this...
just glance among the others, and I kind of just nod.
Yes, I'm like, yes, it is.
This seems to be a blade of many pieces. I cannot guarantee which piece I will track.
That's fine. Any one of them.
And you are certain?
Absolutely.
Well, in that case, we shall begin. You see, as he brings out various herbs and concoctions around him, begins to turn it open his mescal and porter, as you almost said. No, his pestle and mortar. Once again, he mixes various things. It takes about 5 minutes for him to do this. Every so often, asking you to pass him various things up the shelves behind you in the tent. And before long, an odd metallic smell rises from a powder he has made. He places it slowly into a wall of wax. What? Jeez, a ball of wax. As he seals it, puts it in. It's almost like a pokeball as he seals it shut. It is done. Those who wish to see what I see, join hands with me, or one connected to me. And he reaches out a hand as he holds a ball of wax in the other.
All right.
You take his hand?
And then I go to grab Lugos, I guess, just standing next to me.
Well, why are you grabbing me?
We gotta seance this.
We gotta hold hands.
I'm okay.
Lugo sighs and he'll like, fine.
Oh, I know, you're fine, Kashaw. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold Maverick's hand.
Okay.
Yeah, bitch.
Okay.
Alright, I was gonna say, you know.
Anyways, we
Salute.
hold hands.
Anyway, yeah, we go home.
So you all joined hands, and as he does so, he reaches out a paw, and whoever is the one who gets the displeasure of holding his hand like a cracked dog's paw or cat's paw if you ever felt it. There's no kind of smoothness to it. It's just like sandpaper against yours. As the nails wrap around your wrist and kind of dig in slightly. The orange tiger-like eyes fix into you. Very well.
I'm pretty sure that'd be Maverick.
Well, then me.
Or Joy, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm holding his hand and then Lucas.
And with this, he throws the wax ball into the air above him, and it slams on the table, just a cloud of powder of various colours going throughout the room. You see, as it all seems to come towards him in a surge, and he just inhales all of it. Just... And with that, you all feel yourself no longer in a tent, but you feel darkness around you. Then the sound of ocean waves against you, and thunder cracking in the distance. You hear muffled voices seemingly above you as you feel a wooden surface below you. You hear a voice say, "Sir, the storm is picking up. The sailors think we are foolish to continue our course." The sailors need only focus on getting us there. Stay their heading. We shall arrive at the lost temple of Dionysia by daybreak. And again, a huge wave hits the side of whatever you are in as thunder begins to crackle again in the distance. And with that, you open your eyes again. You are back in the tent of magic dust.
That voice sounded familiar. On some sort of a boat. Maybe?
Did you seek the answers? Did you find the answers you sought?
We heard the answers being spoken.
Well, it seems some of the pieces of this are already acquired by one. The Lost Temple of Dionysia. That is a name I have not heard in a long time. Anyway, any more I can do for you?
I don't believe so.
Well, in that case, I bid you all a farewell.
I have one question. You said you're good at finding people, right? I look over at Joy and I motion with a nod. Does it have
I'm
to
not
be
sure
anybody?
who it is.
Does it have to be somebody you know?
If you have one of their possessions.
I don't know the full story. I'm just trying to be helpful.
I'm looking for someone who set fire to my family's home.
Oh.
And that is all I know. I have family possessions, but I'm not sure what all that would give us.
Well, I hate to say it, but if my magic could catch the common criminal, I would have the guardsmen at my door daily.
Would you be able to get some sort of information on my family?
For a price.
How much?
How long deceased is your family?
We're talking years, aren't we?
Yes, about 20.
Well, it would be hard to do, but I say 10,000 gold would suffice.
Bitch.
I have that other blade piece.
I got a couple of fancy chalices if that'll Bring up the sum, maybe, I.
I'll pull out the other piece of blade.
Is this one you just kind of found as in one of the temples? Or one of the
Yep.
sarcophaguses? Yeah.
Yep.
What do you wish to do with it?
See if he could take some of that as a form of payment.
Unfortunately, gold is only of use to me, so I can buy more materials and continue to upgrade my methods.
Understood.
We don't have that kind of cash.
No.
Well, if you ever need finances, I have heard of you recently in your city, and if you ever need some gold, I'm sure the fighting pits would prove suitable for you.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind it.
But can you win that kind of gold from these fighting pits?
It depends what beast you fight.
Can you win that kind of favor?
That is an inquiry that is best done with someone who's not me.
Another time, then, maybe.
Yes, thank you for the information. I might be back.
Of course, the door or the flaps are always open to your customs.
I got a
So
question
this-
for you.
Yes.
Can you find people that aren't alive?
Do you mean track the undead?
No, I don't think they're all dead. They've been deceased for a time.
You are looking for remains. Correct?
Yes. That would be correct.
Again, a possession is what best serves.
Well, I got this, and I'll take out my bow. It was my sister's bow.
Nice.
And you want me to find the remains of this person?
If it's possible.
I would normally charge for this kind of thing, but since Zilrona did help me quite substantially, I am willing to do 2 findings.
We would appreciate it.
I will have to take part of the object in the process.
Alright, that's totally fine. Whatever you need to take from it,
You could always restring it, right, Lucas?
I could.
You see as he brings
That'll
out
suffice.
a small knife from the side, and he seems to peel almost a curl of wood off one end of a bow. He takes it once again, begins to make a powder with it somehow. He has his methods to make a powder out of anything. Seals it again in a wax ball. Right. Join hands with me, Sacha.
I'll take hands with them.
I grab Lucas's hand to give him some confidence. Give him a nod of affirmation.
Well, I hope the best for your sake. Yes, he raises a wax ball above his head. And again, a cloud of smoke. And Joy and Kishore, you just watch as, once again, the smoke is inhaled, and the eyes of Maverick and Lugos kind of gloss over pure white. And Lugos, you see tall trees, a forest, and you feel a breeze against you. in a just against a rock wall in this deep forest, you see a single bone sticking out of looks to be a soiled mound and some leaves. You see actually a small cross placed. There's no name on the markings, but it seems whatever this person has been recently laid to rest here.
They've been laid to rest there?
You glance up and you see a large marble tower perched upon a glowing green hillside that flows down beautifully into a beck that runs down through the forest as birds chirp around you. And with that, once again, you awaken back in your tent. I think with that, it's time to end tonight's session.
Damn it. Did the place look familiar?
No.
And you said that they were laid. What I saw was somebody that was laid to rest, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't have the chance to lay her to rest. Lugos didn't.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
The plot thickens.
The thought pickens.
Oh no. Anyway, let me change it back from intense music. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go follow us on Twitter at @DragonsofRT to keep up to date on if we're ever late start sessions such as today, and just general bad D&D memes generally. And yeah, that's the entirety of it. But make sure you go follow us over.
And if you want to see some of these lovely people here today, you can go to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Arcane Recovery Show. As you see our Dungeon Master here, Spence. He will be a player for once.
Yeah.
Lugos, Agi, instead of being a player, will be the first DM, and I will continue to be a player, at least for a short period of time.
Yeah, guys. Catch us next Saturday on April 3rd.
April 3rd
Podcast
at noon.
number 1.
Podcast session 1.
Right.
Let's
But apart
go.
from that, have an amazing week. Stay safe. Make sure you continue drinking lots of tea instead of coffee. And we'll see you next time for session 17 of the Roundtable. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Have this strangest feeling to know what to believe in. Cause every time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind. All I think about, and I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop. Could you come closer to me? I just can't resist you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. It's like we're in a movie. I don't know how you do it. I look into your eyes and everything is different. Baby, you are on my mind. All I think about, and I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop. Could you come closer to me? I just can't resist you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I'm giving up. Baby, you are on my mind. I can't control my body, can't control my body, 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 body.